I lived with chronic anxiety for years. I was at the height of my career, but then I was living with constant anxiety. But when I look back, I even worried as a child. If you're someone who's suffering with anxiety and panic, here's my 3-step simple method to let it go and start to create a life of flow, ease, manifest your dreams. It's absolutely wonderful once you start to do it. My whole life has transformed since those days. Someone who constantly struggled, even if I was earning, I never had enough, to someone who is vibrant, abundant, peaceful, a loving marriage, living in a country I want to live in. And I'm going to explain how it helps you. See, anxiety and panic are the thing that's holding you back, but it's not you. So the first step on this system that I want to tell you about, the first step is you have to recognize that anxiety is not you. You are not anxious. The true you, anyway, is what I'm talking about. The you behind that anxiety that notices the anxiety. So when you're anxious, where do you notice it? So if it was you, you wouldn't notice, you wouldn't be able to notice it because you just be it. You see what I'm saying? So you're the thing behind the issue, the consciousness behind that anxiety. So when you recognize that you are not anxious, it's something that's on you, now you're immediately detached from it. Now it is something that is happening within your system, but isn't actually you. You see, we marry ourselves to our problems too much. We connect to the problem. I am anxious. I have panic attacks. I am someone who has panicked. You know, I'm fearful. But it's not you. And I'd rather you start to reframe it as I'm someone who experiences the energy of anxiety. Now, you don't have to tell people that. You're reframing it for yourself. So the next time you start to feel that anxiety come up, you start to notice where it is on your body. So awareness is the first step. To be aware, where does that anxiety seem to come? Does it come in your head? Does it come up to your chest? Does it start to manifest in your limbs? Where do you notice it? This is the immediate thing. You see, my method is relax, release, re-intend. So firstly, though, you have to notice it. Then what you have to do, you have to understand with this next step that when you are letting go of anxiety, what really we're trying to do here is we're trying to do the opposite of what the anxious energy wants us to do. So number 2 is you start to relax physically, even though inside everything about that energy tells you to run, fight and hide. You see, anxiety is just stuck energy that hasn't been able to be released, and it's stuck energy of fear. So a lot of anxiety, it needs something to focus on. My anxiety went on a chronic throat pain, hair loss and other problems that I felt I was facing at the time. Things that made me feel out of control. Now I work with people that are running multi-million-dollar companies as well as people who are just maybe not doing something so extreme. And they still have anxieties, you know? So what I mean is you have to recognize that the concern of the outside world is making you feel something inside. And then that feeling makes you want to take an action. I'm asking you to do the opposite. I'm asking you to relax. So let's go back. Step 1, we've noticed it and we've become aware of it on our body. Step 2, we start to relax physically through deep breathing and relaxation of the shoulders in particular. So you'd breathe in and out, fall back into the chair. Breathe in and out. Now there's a show going on, guys. There is a show going on. But what you have to understand, just like your body has been able to rid you of waste food, waste water, it is able to filtrate your blood when you drink alcohol, it's able to find the insulin needed for sugar, it knows how to get rid of the waste energy. Anything that's out of balance in the body, it knows what to do. But we hold on to the energy because we're scared. So the relaxation physically puts your body, just talking in a practical sense, puts your body in a different state to what it's feeling. So that state of being has to now come to that. So that part that is over the top from the physical state has to leave. So it starts to reduce back to balance, okay? From that place though, this is the bit that I think a lot of people miss. They'll find peace, but they don't realize that they're literally got a laser beam where they can lay an intention on now because they have clarity. They have clarity to create in their life. So you can start to claim here, divine peace fills my soul. Divine love saturates my entire being. I'm full of peace and harmony. I am safe in this world. What is it you're anxious about? If it's financial, you say, God is the true source of my supply and my needs are met now and forever. There's always a solution. So let me tell you a bit about a story then where I used this exact method to get a wonderful outcome. So I was using an accountant that sold himself very well to me, but I haven't seen the results. So I moved on to another one who I know very well and respect. When I left, they billed me for every sniffer and email and everything. And I thought the bill outweighs the outcome that I was given. So I came back to that. So initially it made me react. I can't believe how much they've charged me for this. What have they actually achieved? Do you notice, like, so what is that? That's fear. Now, I know I'm not anxious anymore, but that's fear. You can use this within your anxious attacks, okay? So that's fear. Now, instead of going, now let's fight this. I want to destroy these people. I want to fix this. You go, where does that fear happen? Now, I immediately wanted to take a reaction. And I started to write an email from fear. Don't ever take action from fear, okay? Instead, I started to relax and I started to release. And I started to notice all the tensions in my body and it left me. From there, I will tell you actually, so it was 3 times more than I expected to pay. That's why it made me react. So from there, now I'm in clarity. I started to claim there is a divine solution here. I trust in the process of life. God comes into this space giving us a solution. No one has to lose, but everyone is happy. Okay, fantastic. That's there. Then I messaged the company and I said I want to speak to the owner, who I knew. Now he was desperate not to fall out. I said it's not personal. I just need to explain why I'm upset. So we spoke. He offered me a very minimal discount after we'd spoke. And it didn't feel right. So I left another email and that was it at the end of the day. Let go, didn't take it home with me. Went home, enjoyed my children, enjoyed my wife. I accepted what was going to be. I accepted if I had to pay the full amount. But I knew a divine solution would come. This is where we can stop being anxious. We accept where we are and then let go of the energy and trust in a divine solution. So I emailed today, said, can you call me at this time? Spoke to the top manager. He then reduced it even further to where I was happy. And so I pay it now with love. But there's always a solution, you see. Even in that simple problem, my fear made me want to react and fight and tell them they were terrible and this was that and this was terrible and you should hear me and I want to be correct. Rather than peace said, they're in the wrong, there is a solution, I can find the solution easily now, I trust in the process of life. So this is how you let go of anxiety and panic and how I've been able to create and manifest a much more safe, loving world for me. Where my needs are met financially, I can start to trust in God, trust in my body, trust in my relationships, love myself, love life, because now I have peace and clarity. I'm not constantly going from reaction to reaction. So if you follow those 3 steps of the relax, notice, relax, allow it to release and re-intend. Relax, release, re-intend. You don't have to live with anxiety anymore and you can start to create a life of your dreams. I'll see you soon, guys. Thanks for watching.